So we were violating podcast protocol, sitting down, having good conversation out front.
I know. We
like,
always do that.
Well, bro, our whole life is good conversation. There's been plenty of times when we're hanging out and then you're like, or it's a thought more than a statement, but like, fuck, that would have been a killer episode. That shit would have been received by a lot of people.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
And then the other side of it is this is all we're doing is hanging out. You know, ever since the beginning of this show, it'd be like, Tyler, let's just kick it, dude. And
Right.
we wouldn't be like, well, let's address this and this and this. It's just, hey, fucking, let's go for it. And bro, one thing that's cool as fuck for both of our journeys, it's like the people that started this show with us, we're not even the same human beings.
Not even close.
Like,
Matter of fact, dude,
you know?
It's almost, I don't want to use the word embarrassing, but it kind of is. When I go back and listen to the first 10 episodes I did, the things that I say, the way that I portray myself, I mean, obviously I was doing the best I could do with at the time, and we're always growing. So this podcast right now,
in 10 years, it'd be like, we were babies, dude.
Right.
But the other side of it, I mean, so what's the other option? To not look back on yourself and be like, I'm better now. Like, thank God we're actually having that emotion.
100%.
Because if you looked back and was like, man, 4 years ago, I was a badass, but I kind of feel fucked now.
Oh, that would be terrible.
That's the opposite, right?
Yep.
Nobody wants to be on that path.
And also, you got to start. And it doesn't matter what you do. When you start, you're never going to be as good as when you finish.
That's right.
So it is what it is. If I went back and looked, well, matter of fact, I think if I go far enough back on my Instagram, there's me rolling as a white belt before I even had a gi upstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was
so
like,
one of your very, very, very first
like
time
try
training.
out, like, hey, let's see what jujitsu is. And I watch it, and of course I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Isn't it crazy?
I was doing the best that I could do with what I had.
Yep. And I mean, we'll say it 100 times on this episode, but the correlations between life and jiu-jitsu, without jiu-jitsu, it's hard to understand what getting on a path feels like for a lot of people.
Yes. Yes. Because it's not the same as like college.
No.
You know, it's not the same as like a work path. It's different.
Well, I think it's different because it will throw all emotions at you. And the only thing that we have that helps with our capacity to understand the emotions we're feeling is really just our consistency. Like the more you come, the more familiarity you have with the peaks and valleys. But fuck, dude, they're here forever.
Yeah.
And it's I feel like nothing teaches you that about a journey that you're on, really a personal journey that you're on, like jiu-jitsu does. And I still will have guys that are like blue and purple belts just be like head in the fucking looking down like, what's up, bro? It's like, dude, I just feel like I'm getting fucking worse. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, okay. Welcome to perhaps phase 1 of 100.
Right.
You know?
Because that's happened to me at every belt color.
And it will never stop. I'm here to tell you, you can ask Jenny how many times I've come home as a black belt. And just like, you know what, dude, fucking, I don't know what shifted, but I'm just getting worse now. Mm-hmm. And if you tell yourself the story, you believe the story.
Right.
And it's funny because you can relearn a lesson 100 times, but then when it's happening again, this time feels different.
It does. It does. Who was I with? I was with, I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago. And I'm not going to say I did terrible, but I wasn't meeting my own expectation.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it's like, I'm frustrated. Mm-hmm. It's zapping the energy out of me. I'm home by now.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking about it. It's got me. That energy got me. Whatever that is, like Dawn says, I'm either going to occupy your mind or your heart, but either way, I got you.
Yeah, whatever this thing was.
Right. And it got my mind. And so then what my ego always goes, okay, well, you have to get better then. Mm-hmm. That's the only option. So then I think it was the Wednesday. And it could have been just the day. It could have been I didn't do very good that day, or the other person did really well, or I made a mistake. Like, who fucking knows why?
Or a combination of all of the above.
Right. But then on Wednesday, everything's back to normal.
Yeah. And bro, you want to talk about ego? You know, another part of that cycle that hurts my ego is when I'm having an off night. And because when you're one of us, when you're a brown or black belt at the academy, people gauge a lot of their progress based on how they feel against us.
I know.
So there's been plenty of times when sometimes I'm having a bad night. Other nights I make an intentional choice to, I'm just chilling tonight.
Yep.
Let people pass my guard. Let people fucking mount me. But sometimes when you've had one of our athletes that's only got the business from us for the last 2 years, and then they pass our guard, it's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Right.
Which it should be, right? Like, I get it. But then at the end of the roll, when the comments are like, man, it's the first time I passed your guard in 2 years. I feel so good. I don't want to take it from him, so I'm not gonna.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, God damn it, dude.
And then it's like, hey, to yourself, next time,
Oh yeah.
they'll never pass my guard ever again.
100%, dude.
Totally, dude. Totally.
Which doesn't make either of you better.
No.
You know, like the guys that we could just pin and mount for 6 minutes. Okay, cool. What's the training value? And again, sometimes I like to pin dudes for 6 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes when people give you too much ego, that's the intentional way to like try and ground it again. Just a round of mother's milk.
Yep. Yeah, we're just going to lay here because the kids have asked me before, and this goes into not just jujitsu. I think it's in any aspect of life, but they've asked me, what's the easiest way to win?
Win what? I guess
They were talking about jujitsu.
Okay, so
but like I'm saying, it doesn't matter whether it's jujitsu. To me, this falls for winning. Winning means you're in a competition against something, right? What's the easiest way to win or win? And to me, get them to not want to fight.
I was just gonna say. I think there's a Hickson Gracie quote that's something like, "The best victory is when you can convince your opponent not to fight you," or something like that.
Right, because that's the thing.
Not nobody got hurt. Nothing was at risk.
No.
Yeah.
If they don't want to fight you anymore, the fight's over. You win.
Yep.
If they got the dog in them, if they got the heart of a fucking lion, even if your skills are far better than theirs, there's something about the energy of that fucking primal energy that can come out of a human being.
Oh, 100%.
Right? I mean, that one night when Don was here and I was rolling with that big guy.
Yeah.
He's strong. I think he's clearly either wrestled or done something in his life. There's no way that was his second time.
No, of course not.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's what he told me. And so then I take his word for it.
I think he might have meant second time here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's like, well, even though my skills are far better than this guy's, weight makes a difference. Size makes a difference. I mean, it felt like David and Goliath.
Yeah. And the intention of the role too.
Right.
Yeah. Like sometimes when we're going into like, I'll flow with this guy and then it turns into a fight, flipping that switch can take, I feel like I'll flip that switch. It's not quite on yet.
Right.
It's like,
and then it's frustrating.
I need to catch up.
Right. So in that case, it's like, yeah, it took me all the 5.5 minutes before I could change the energy.
Yeah.
Right. Till I could start doing what I wanted to do. And it wasn't till then, once he was on his back and then we make eye contact, now I see if this was a no time limit, he's going to start going down real fast because I can tell he don't want to fight anymore. He's fucking tired. He just fought as hard as he could for 5.5 minutes. And after all of it, he ended up on his back. And now I'm in mount. And he can't figure out how he's going to get back up. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
What happens to our psyche when that starts to seep in?
Of course. You start to think the end is inevitable. It starts to fuck with you.
So your belief system. Mm-hmm. Because if as long as he was to stay, you'll have to fucking kill me before I ever give up.
Yeah. So check this out, bro. Because this relates to exactly what you're talking about, but I want to take it back a step because it has to do with where we spent the other day at the I don't even want to say what it is because Trent says they're rebranding and they're starting they're giving the facility a new name.
Just call it a healing facility.
So it's a healing facility that focuses on a lot of frequency and vibration. Right. In combination with really advanced Western medical stuff like the I'm drawing the blank on the name, the chamber.
The theta chamber?
The theta chamber was one of them. And then the other one was, I can't think of the name.
Is that piezo?
No, that's the electricity one.
The one that was bop, 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 bop. Okay.
Bro, that one fixed my elbow. That fixed my elbow, dude.
That shit hurt like a motherfucker, dude.
And bro, the head of the device is an amethyst crystal too.
Yes.
And he told me, he goes, you have any areas of pain? I said, yeah, right here. This is the one thing that's been bothering me. And bro, I couldn't check if I were wearing a watch. That was the motion I couldn't do. Couldn't check my watch face.
Okay.
Couldn't turn
your wrist
inward,
over.
Right.
Yep.
And I got up from the chair and it worked.
How's it right now?
It's here. It's good. Like I can feel where the pain was, more of just like a little awareness, but it's not pain.
Okay.
But he did that. He did the theta chamber. He did that standing on the electricity plate. And we can take a deeper dive into this, but how he explained it to us, he said the American brain or the Western brain is really on a pendulum bouncing back and forth between alpha and beta.
Right.
Alpha, fight or flight, beta, negotiate.
Right.
But both are in response to either some type of conflict.
Right.
Alpha, beta, alpha, beta, alpha, beta. And he said it doesn't matter, even if you're winning or you're losing or whatever, like in 90-something% of our waking hours in the American society, we're working, we're going to school, we're competing. Like it's always those two brainwaves.
Right.
Whereas his goal is to pull you into theta, hence the theta chamber. What is theta? Theta is really a place of like creativity, relaxation.
The present moment.
The present moment.
No future. No past.
Yep. That's what he said. He goes, your cat is not thinking about, will I catch a mouse tomorrow? Your cat is thinking, where's the mouse right now?
Right.
And it's like, fuck, man, that whole thing that he kind of broke down, explaining how competition brings us into alpha and negotiating brings us into beta. And then I was like, man, but why do people feel present in jiu-jitsu even though it's a competition?
Because they have no choice.
Well, tell me what you think of this, because this is just me driving home and my brain's spinning. I said, you know what I'm going to try and do from now on is make a conscious choice during my rolls that it's not that I'm going to try and beat this guy or lose to this guy. I'm going to try and remove that from my psyche and just say, I'm going to present the best jiu-jitsu I have to this person. And hopefully they present the best jiu-jitsu that they have to me. Our jiu-jitsu gets to intermingle, intertwine, and then the outcome will be the outcome based on whose jiu-jitsu shows up the correct way. But try and feel like, and bro, I kind of tapped into it. I've only done it one night. And this is completely sober too. This isn't like, because people hear like, like they're fucking, you know. No, it's completely sober, and I'm rolling and I'm thinking to myself, I'm just being present right now. And when I feel the next thing that tells me I need to feel, then I move accordingly to that. And it's like, I couldn't fully sink into it, but I could feel it a little bit.
Well, you're just beginning something new.
And the roll felt different. Because, dude, again, when a giant dude grabs you or a young Harley type energy grabs you, it really pulls you into the competition.
Super.
Right?
Yep.
So I wonder if your jiu-jitsu is going to shine better if you can try and have control over that and step down from that conscious, like, I'm going to beat you.
Right.
Now, there's times that grittiness serves us too, right?
Right.
But tonight, all night, dude. That's what I'm trying to do. Is just be present and enjoy the moment. even if it's good or bad.
Yeah, well, it can't be bad because if it's quote unquote bad, you're going to learn something.
Yeah.
That's the darkness. That's where the creation happens. If there was no quote unquote bad, then you'd go, Roger that, keep going.
Yeah.
There's no progress.
I have been, let me ask you this. Can we just go off topic for a
We
second?
can go wherever the fuck we need to go.
Because, bro, I'm very cognizant of how my brain, this place my brain has been sitting in for a long time. And I honestly, after spending some time with Trent, I think it is just sitting in beta because it's negotiating. It's like, well, what about this? What about that? Well, when this happened, it made you feel this way. Well, what should I do next? It's like, bro, I'm having a real hard time with stillness. Now, I don't think, I don't even know if I'm in a bad way. I'm in a way that I'm having a hard time shucking these thoughts and these emotions. And so when I can make myself present, like what we're doing right now, bro, I love this.
Because
Jiu-jitsu brings me presence.
right.
Really, anything where we're ceremony, anything where we're involved with people to our left and our right, it pulls me out of that place, and bro, and it brings me peace. I like this is where my soul wants to exist, is with the community. And it's not like I don't have a strong community or a strong family, but when I find myself alone for the last 6 months, it's still like, what about this? What about that? And I've had to tell myself over the last month or two, I'm like, this period of time, it's been a real emotional struggle. It's just like being mounted by Bushesha. Eventually, I'm going to be stronger for it. But when you're still in it, sometimes it's hard to appreciate that, man.
It's fucking terrible.
You know?
It's terrible.
It's been really fucking hard for me.
I know.
I know you know.
I the reason why I say I know is because that's been one of the hardest things for me as well. It's taken me thousands of trips to the other realms to be able to get to the point where I can sit with myself by myself without going into the past or the future.
Yeah.
I didn't know how. I'd never been taught. I was either taught to always go back to look at the things that we've already experienced and then base everything upon that, or planning ahead. Now, I'm not, we have all these different brain waves for a reason. None of them are bad. So I'm not saying don't plan ahead. However, if you are constantly thinking about the next thing you have to do, whether it's fucking food or whatever it is, you're not in the present moment. You're literally wasting your life. You're running an autopilot program. It's the intention, right? It's right now, we created the tension and we're just going to sit down and bullshit. And so we planned out, you gave yourself time, I gave myself time, this amount of blockage on this day. I don't need to think about bills. I don't need to think about opening the academy. All of that's already going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with it when it needs to be dealt with. But right now, it doesn't even exist. The future is not here. It's like trying to get first place on the freeway. Like as soon as you go to do it, then all of a sudden it's always coming.
I wonder if Trent has, I'm sure he has. We got to have him sitting right here soon.
Yep.
What is, if you were to draw a pie chart of the brainwaves, I wonder if they've discovered what an optimal division of time spent in each brainwave looks like. Because like you just said, you can't say never think about the future, especially if you live in Europe or North America.
Right.
Because if your log cabin's not done in time, you freeze to death.
Right.
So even when we were indigenous, living in the moment, there still had to be some type of forethought. Right. And then also there's still like, hey, that we got overrun by this rival village because their tactics were superior to ours. Well, what did you see them do? Well, they flanked like this, and then they were able to sneak up behind. Like now we're looking in the past but probably a certain amount is necessary.
Right, because the past is where we're going to collect wisdom, right? That's through the memories, we collect the wisdom.
So I think like how my brain would want to articulate this is like, we can visit those places, but never live there.
Right, you got to come back. That's not the balance point.
I struggle.
That's okay.
I know. The reason I want to be fully fucking authentic about that is because, dude, a lot of people think just because your business is going good or your podcast is going good or I'm being invited to speak in front of 1,000 people, like, this guy has it all figured out. And the more people that I see spreading their bullshit online about follow my program, you'll make $10 million. It's like maybe, or maybe that's his program and it worked for him. I'm just very cautious about fucking anyone that acts like they have it figured out. So when I go through a hard time, I like to give it to the listeners, bro.
Because you're not trying to make and create some identity.
Yeah, I'm not trying.
You're trying to find your authentic self so that you don't have to be in the fucking box.
Yeah.
No one actually wants to be in the box. I've yet to meet the person who wants to be in the box, but yet their entire life is about being in the box and judging anyone who isn't in the box with them.
For sure, bro. To the point where they don't want you to get out of the box. And people talk about it like crabs in the bucket, but when you think of it like that term, they're reaching up and pulling you down. That almost feels like there's intention behind it, and I don't think there is.
No, there isn't. It's well, going into all of this, and this is something I want to talk to Trent about too, because if everything is energy and frequency and vibration, then when you hear like someone say the voices in their head or the monsters in their head or the demons or their shadow or, you know, whatever word that we're going to use, what are those? Are they real? And where do they come from? Right? So,
bro, frequency and vibration, right?
Yep.
And I want you to continue your thought, but just to prove that TV show that I've been doing with Chad Robichaud, I jumped on a couple episodes. Mm-hmm. They had an episode where they used like a thought machine. And Chad was like, this feels kind of stupid, right?
What do you mean? What explain this? A thought machine?
They will shoot fucking like almost inaudible frequencies into your ears, and your brain, however the wave is generated, will interpret it as English.
Yep. Okay.
And bro, he said it works.
Yep.
You can't tell if it feels like a thought, but it's actually being generated by a device.
Right.
And he goes, my mind was blown, bro. And that's real.
That's real. I know that. So I didn't call it a thought machine, but I know it. If you go all the way back to the very beginning podcast I did with you, before I knew what I knew now, I'm pretty sure I like hooking people up with the nanotech to the 5G and the Internet of Things to then input thoughts and behavior so that they can track you on the social credit score.
So
hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, now that we know that exists, because the thing that you said that kind of sparked my memory of that is you said, like, where are these thoughts coming from?
Right. And how do we know our thoughts are our thoughts? And how do we know that our beliefs are our beliefs? And that our box that we've created is actually the box we wanted to create and not a box somebody or something else wanted for us. Yeah. How do we know? You have to remember who you are. You have to know your energy. And people think that trying to find themselves is an identity. It's a feeling. When we're doing things and I'm like, let him run it because he needs to feel himself. I'm like, Greg, this is you. This is your energy. You have to fucking remember what this feels like because this is the only way you're going to be able to remember who you are. Because anything other than that ain't you.
I feel that.
Yeah. You feel that?
Because, bro, we made a lot of progress last weekend.
Yes, we did.
It was good, dude.
Dude, I was so fucking proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. I know what it takes.
Yeah.
And for you to do it and be a leader in it, to allow other people to follow suit, not because we're trying to get them to do anything, but because They want to do it, but are so fearful and have never had the permission that it takes men like me and you to do it. I swear, half these tattoos on my body aren't for me anymore.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, dude, here they are.
Right? They're for you guys, so that if you can get enough courage to come talk to me, then you can get enough courage to deal with your own bullshit. Now, when we go into this and we feel our energy and we feel what it's like, then the things that drive us nuts, I know is not me. So for instance, like what we learned, we all have parasites in us. And those parasites release different chemicals and toxins and hormones that interact with us and then give us some type of signal, some frequency that's like, hey, bro, you should definitely get up and go eat some chocolate chip cookies and milk.
For sure, bro.
It's 11 o'clock at night and now's the time, man.
They're releasing fucking peptides and energy.
Right.
That literally travel to your brain and say, feed me.
Right. I don't want chocolate chip cookies any other time. But at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I love chocolate chip cookies. Bro, I don't love them. My parasites love them. Yeah. So,
bro, but your parasites are fucking, it's more than half of the cells in your body. So just like you said, like at the end of the day, what is you?
Right. Yeah, I'm the energy. And that energy that I know what it feels like wants like the most cleanest of clean, pure air, pure fucking structured water, fresh earth with no herbicides or nothing.
A happy fire.
Right, a happy fire. And so I think as a society, we're being tested because the other side, the other coin to all of this is a transhumanist agenda, which we all see AI, we all see this crazy shit that we got going on in this world now. So if we can remember who we are, then we will know whether we're being fucked with or not. And for the monsters in our head or the demons or the devil on our shoulder or whatever it is.
Or the government voice machine.
Right. Or the government
like whatever
voice
the fuck
machine.
it is. Yeah.
There's something called an egregore. And an egregore is, think of this. All the thoughts are up in the ether. They're up in the realm. Every thought there ever has been, will, and ever will be. And then we pull it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So that thought is a seed. Think of it like a seed bank for every thought there is.
And you start watering it.
That's it with your intent or with your attention. So say, someone said that they don't want to get fired, or maybe tomorrow there's some crazy shit going on tomorrow. They don't want this to happen, or they're scared of something. It's never happened before, but this thought creeps in, and then they start paying attention to it, and that attention is energy. It's like watering the seed, and little by little, day by day, year after year, thoughts of like self-hatred, self-deprivation, self-judgment, all these low vibrational things have been watered for 30 years. So they're not a seed anymore.
Yeah, they got fucking roots.
They're a giant fucking tree, which now it is a demon. This is what's called an egregore. It is a monster.
That you grew yourself.
You created it. All of these things we create. Even for the religious people, in your guys' scripture, it says that you're created in the image of God. So if you're created in the image of God, then you are a creator too, which also means you're a destroyer because you cannot create if you can't destroy. This is a duality world in the 3D, so there has to be both. So you're creating your own destruction through your energy system by putting it on your thoughts. So going into your stillness, you have all these thoughts. You have to be able to remember what you feel like, who you are, and ask, do these thoughts resonate with that? And the answer is,
yeah, it's fuck no.
So then you have to literally like give them names. Like that's a fucking crazy thought because it's an egregore. It's a seed. Don't water it. Notice the seed. Know the seeds in your seed bank. And you'll be able to know what ones are good, what ones are bad, why we grow these, why we don't. And it starts to become a game about you being able to laugh at some of the crazy shit that you come up with.
And it's, I mean, whether you want to attach an energetic thing to this or a spiritual thing to this, or even just say it's just pure biology, you are taking the reins of your brain,
Right.
or your spirit, or your emotions, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And you're learning to steer those.
Right.
And that's a fucking superpower, bro.
It is a superpower because most people are a slave to their own imprisonment they have created their own prison, which is the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
And the matrix is your thoughts and your beliefs, and running your entire life or our entire lives based upon fear.
Yeah.
Why do I go to work? Fear.
Yeah, of course.
Why do I fucking eat food? Fear. Why do I not do this? Fear. Why do I do that? Fear. There's some underlying fear, which we think fear is just like a physical confrontation. I'm not fearful of physical confrontation at all, and neither are you. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that I don't have fears. I have a lot of fears. I've been dealing with them a lot. Fears of whatever.
Bro, I felt my dog fell off the cliff the day before last. And it took me an hour to find her. Bro, the emotions of me being fearful that I wasn't going to be able to find her,
Mm-hmm.
it started to build in me to the point where it was making me sick.
Yes, because you can't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
You can't hold it
I climbed
anymore.
up and down that fucking mountain 7 times looking for her. And then it started to feel like, fuck, dude, I'm not going to find her.
Right.
And then it literally started to make me feel sick, dude.
Because now you're putting your body into dis-ease.
Yeah.
Which is where sickness has occurred. A disease.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer at ease, and now sickness is coming. Because you allowed, and this is good for all of our listeners, what happened was something traumatic fucking happened. And then you took the energy on. That trauma. Then as it took it on.
Well, when she fell off the cliff, she yelped for 15 seconds.
And what was your first reaction when you heard this?
And then it stopped. Well, my first reaction was, because I could tell we were walking along the top and the yelps were coming from the bottom. So instantly knew she fell.
Right.
Instantly knew she's in some type of pain or some type of problem just based on what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Then it stopped. And then I thought one of two things. She either died or she got fucking like snatched by an animal.
Okay.
So now I'm fearful.
Right.
And fucking I can't climb down the cliff because it's a cliff face. I would have fallen and cracked my fucking body open too.
Right.
So I had to go downstream or upstream like 100 yards to where I could get to a place where I could down climb and then back downstream 100 yards and then start walking up from the bottom looking for her. And it was just
And you couldn't find her.
Bro, I couldn't find her.
So let me stop you right here. Do you think she was scared for her life when that happened?
Yes.
Then she yelped. She yelped the vibration and frequency of scared for her life. Then Dad heard it. And Dad went,
Yeah, and I'm feeling it now.
well, you just sucked it in. And then you immediately started probably running or something.
And I did.
Right?
So that is
So you locked it in.
also a part of it's serving you in the moment.
Yes.
To feel because I think we can take on our dog's energy very similar to our children.
Right.
Once you consider them part of your family.
Well, it's not serving you to take it on. It's you're going to always feel it. Mm-hmm. But for instance, a reaction is like 0.026 seconds. So it's boom, right?
Yeah.
But a respond is longer than that. So what happens is we don't know anything about this. When she yelped and then you went, or whatever you did, somehow you sucked the energy in that she was looking for. If you would have went and just stood there for like 3 seconds, you would have felt everything. You would have known exactly all of the things that you did. However, you wouldn't have pulled in the fear.
Mm-hmm.
You would have stayed in the leadership, in the probably not even alpha or beta. You probably would start to go into the present moment. So these are things that are happening to us at all times, every fucking day, whether you're at Walmart or the store or work we're constantly either bringing an energy or expelling energy. And these are learning lessons for all of us. And in your case, what did you literally said, it made you actually physically ill.
So you want to know what happened next?
Yeah.
I took a picture for you.
Okay.
This is one of the first times I've ever done this.
Okay.
You're going to give me a stripe after this, bro. Because this is an important moment. Bro, I fucking held her and cried. Oh. That's when I found her. And I just sat there and it fucking hit me, bro. And it's like pushing out of my body, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You allowed yourself to process.
Mm-hmm.
You allowed yourself to feel it.
And you want to know what's crazy? There's still a little part of my brain that's like not upset that I was doing that, but it's like, man, you couldn't have done that 20 years ago. Still thinking like there's something...
Self-judgment.
Something that is not normal about sitting on the side of a mountain with your dog having a cry after you thought she died. You know what I mean? Like, why can't you? And that's why I'm saying it to you on the show, because I want people like, bro, part of the work that we've been doing at Ceremony has allowed me to be able to feel. I told you, like, you get that in your heart, like, it's a welling up. And now there's a few times I've been able to cry, dude.
Right.
That's been a long time, dude.
All children cry. Okay?
Of course.
All children cry. All the time. Because they live in the present moment. Because 1 second they're laughing their ass off, and then they fucking stub their toe, and then they're bawling their eyes out, and then you put a Band-Aid on it, and then told them that they can have an ice cream, and it's all good again.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see them holding it in, which allows them to go back to the joy. But when you hold in the sadness, and we hold in the sadness, and we hold in the sadness, and we hold in the rage, and when we start to have despair, start to lose hope, start to not believe in ourselves, we start to think we're not good enough, and the guy on TV is way better. He has all the girls, or the music person. And we need to be like them because we want what they have. We no longer get to have joy. We think we have joy, but we have to do something to get it. So that means that we're still trying to obtain it, which tells us that we don't fucking have it. To be able to sit in stillness is very joyful because you don't fucking need anything. Our whole life, we've been looking for the next best thing. Want one girl, two girls, three girls, one beer, two girls, or beer, whatever it is. Why not have fucking 2 cars and then 3 cars? It's always never good enough. And I would always feel that it was me. That I'm just not good enough to actually get all of the things that I wanted for whatever reason. Well, then we get to this point and we can finally start to process our emotions. And we can start to feel childlike again. The goal isn't to be childish. Okay, no one wants to hang out with a childish fucking adult. But if you hang out with a childlike adult who is not childish, they are very fun to hang around with.
Well, bro, I would even argue, like, when people say, like, find your inner child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it your inner child, or is it just the real you?
It's you.
Before you got indoctrinated to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to work all fucking day.
That's exactly it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's you.
And like Trent was talking about how some of the stuff, it's like, we don't call it going to work, but the way our kids go to school, that's the workforce, bro.
9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yep.
So it's like
we're programming
that
them.
inner child's getting fucking, or the inner you is getting told what's going to happen with your life from the time we're 5.
From the time we're 5, which
I bet you want to fucking look into some data. Is like, when does like creativity start to take a hit for kids?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or shit like that.
Yep.
Or when do people start to have like attention deficit disorders or whatever the case may be?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Can we do something together real quick?
Well, yeah, whatever you want to do, bro.
All right, let's both just take a deep breath into our belly. Hold it. Let it go. One more time. All right. So one of the things about processing our emotions and allowing ourselves to do it is that that's what makes you different than a fucking robot.
Mm-hmm.
If AI is coming in and it's, exponentially doubling itself at a point where in 5 years it's going to be 1,000,000 times smarter than it is right now.
Yeah. Bro, that's the reality.
That's the reality. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at. So
Like, it's a fucking sci-fi movie, dude, and it's our real life.
I know. But all of that is intellectual information.
Mm-hmm.
It's all words in a book. Right?
Yeah.
So it's going to outsmart us by using our brain. It already is. You can't keep up with a fucking AI computer.
Yeah.
Right? The quantum computer will just run circles around you intellectually.
But it can't outfeel us.
It doesn't have emotions.
Yeah.
Okay. The emotions, the heart, your soul has the Akashic records. It's the ultimate library. So we as a society have to start to realize, like, what separates us from fucking artificial intelligence? Emotions. But we know that the emotions have been beaten out of us. So one of the things that I was going to bring up to you is, well, we'll just start it here. Earlier you had said the fire offerings. You noticed something that night around the fire. And what did you notice?
Bro. That when the fire was being tended to, it burned with more grace.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, and you even said, like, we're not going to put garbage in the fire tonight because we want the fire to be positive energy with us out here.
Right.
And there was a couple times when I don't even remember what you put in it or what you scooted around, but it just you could just feel this chaotic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And this was also after how many grams of mushrooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allowing me to really settle into the energy of nature. And you can feel the trees, you can feel the ground. And that was the first time it's like, oh, the fire has this energy of its own entity.
Right. And that's not like thoughts.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're trying. And that's funny because every time you do something like a ceremony, people ask you to describe it. And it's like, I'm doing the best I can with English words to describe what it was like in the forest. Feeling from the trees, from the plants, from the fire. But if you haven't done it, it'll make no sense to you anyways.
And that's the thing, is like trying to explain colors to the blind guy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just not, you literally have to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the pretty crazy last month, the month of May.
Oh, bro, it was, yeah.
Right?
May fucking got me.
May got you. So out of all of this, what's your take? What have you taken away from this?
Oh, man. It's really, again, it's hard to put it into words. So basically we did almost three ceremonies back to back.
Yeah.
The first one was pretty big with you out in your woods.
Yep.
But bro, those ones are almost just grounding for me, I feel like.
It's different.
That's what I'm saying.
That's connecting back into the nature.
That's what it does. Like I'm not out in your backyard feeling despair or any of that. I feel like I'm going home, dude.
Right.
And that's why I think I like it.
Right.
And that's why when you asked me like midway, you're like, hey, how you doing? Or what's going on? And I said, I'm literally melting. I can feel the layers being pulled off of me. But fuck, it feels good, dude. Mm-hmm. And you said something like, dude, that's why like I love doing stuff with you, because most people aren't happy in these states or whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
And again, it's not a better or worse. It's just you people are interpreting their journey differently. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that one felt like very grounding. Mm-hmm. Then I went into the next one with you and Dawn, which was a heart ceremony. And Dawn told me, she even said, she's like, Greg, I want you to have fun. Because it was my first group ceremony.
Right.
My first group ceremony that I count. Mm-hmm. Ayahuasca. I'm not even going to,
right.
You know what I mean? That's not part of my healing journey. That was just a fucking wild trip.
Right.
And so that's what I was like, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to have fun. And bro, and I did. I enjoyed that. Both the heart ceremonies we've done in the last month, I've enjoyed both of them, deering. Mm-hmm. But I also wasn't able to really tap into much in that one. Well, until when? Until 48 hours after.
Right.
And it made me extremely sick, bro. Mm-hmm. Like sicker than if you imagine like a bad flu, mm-hmm. That's what it was like. Like mm-hmm. body aches, vomiting, but also extreme sadness too.
Right.
And so it's like the flu doesn't make you sad. It can make you like an irritable pussy. Like, fuck, dude, I feel like shit.
Right.
Get me soup.
Right.
But like, not like this real deep emotional fucking sadness.
Sorrow.
It was sorrow.
Sorrow.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yep.
I mean, I think I told you, like, it made me, and I don't want to put this out there for people to be, oh, dude, bro, are you okay? Because, like, I think that I'm unsuicidable now. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm past that place in my life. Mm-hmm. But it was touching the emotions of, like, fuck, I just wish this would end.
Right. Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. And so, like, I put those on the same shelf, even though it's like I'm not in danger of doing anything stupid. My body and my mind they almost want to give up.
Right. They want out.
Fuck, man.
Right. They want to tap.
How much longer is this going to feel like this? And I talked to you, I talked to Dawn, and it was, and here's a couple things that are important to note for listeners that still think those two guys have gone nuts, right? Dawn says, Greg, what kind of massive trauma have you experienced right here, right? Like right where she was fucking drawn to was right where I tore a hernia last year. Mm-hmm. She's like, the energy right here is stagnant and stuck. And I'm going to do some energy work. And bro, you can't see my scars. They're microscopic. Mm-hmm. I never talked to Dawn about tearing a hernia.
Right.
And it was to the exact same location. And that's what she said. She goes, there was a ton of stagnant, stuck energy around that part of your body. And she goes, we were able to get it flowing, and it's gonna come with a fucking sickness.
Yep. Because you had to detox.
I had to detox, bro.
You had to detox.
And bro, it was so bad. It lasted like 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Like it peaked right out of the gates.
Yep.
And then it was a decline over the course of 3 weeks. But I was sick all the way going into this next ceremony. And bro, there was a part of me that was, had a reluctance.
Yeah.
Now I would never not show up because just who I am to you.
Right.
And I said I'd be there. So I'm going to be there.
Right. But it doesn't mean you want to.
Doesn't mean I want to.
Yep.
But also, how many times I'm driving to practice? I don't want to go to practice tonight, but I know I should. And so that's what it was. And this ceremony, Dawn she induced a full-on seizure, which 5 people were sitting around me. And time is weird.
She didn't do that. You did that.
Okay. Yes.
You did that.
That's a good way of putting that. But it's just like I can show someone jujitsu, then they find their jujitsu, right? She walked me there.
Right.
And said, hey, feel this.
She used her coyote medicine.
Yeah.
She tricked you.
And fucking, bro, full on seizure. Which you could lay on the ground and flop around if you wanted to. You can't make every muscle in your body vibrate independently. It was the weirdest feeling I've ever had, dude.
Because for the listeners, seizure's the only word Greg knows how to explain it. Okay, so that's he's not actually having a seizure. It just feels like it, but not in your brain because you're conscious the whole time.
That's true. Yeah. Seizure is actually like your central nervous system shutting down.
Right. It's that we have meridians in our body. We have so much going on that's invisible to us. And when we get energy blockages, you're a battery. And so you've been running around with a blockage for however long. And then the battery's only getting charged up to 70%. Mm-hmm. But 70% is full charge. So as far as you know,
starts to become your baseline.
Yeah, it's 100%. This is why I feel good. Then when we clear a blockage and all of a sudden all that electricity can start running into your legs, it's like taking jumper cables and plugging it onto the terminal, and it hasn't been touched in a really long time. So it's just like until it gets all recalibrated, and then it's nice. And now you're purring at 80 miles an hour in cruise control rather than going 80 miles an hour, pinned redlining in fucking third or fourth gear.
Yeah.
That's really what's going on, because we see all these people and they can do it. You know, David Goggins and all these like really extreme people, they can do it. But when they're 70 years old, they're going to really be a fucking hurting unit because they're pushing their body to the max, but they're not, they don't know how to shift their nervous system up. There's like gears. So now you're doing what you're doing, but you're so much more calm than you used to be.
Bro, that was another massive shift. That moment.
Yeah.
Like,
because you decided to stop carrying all the bullshit.
And this is what Dawn said at the end of ceremony to everybody. And I think it's very important for people that are operating in any type of plant medicine space because, bro, she nailed it. She nailed it. I was actually telling Jenny when I got home, it's like, it was her outro speech was black belt speech. Because what type of energy do you carry in ceremony? Are you a religious person? Do you think people are working with spirit? Do you think it's all bullshit and it's just the drug? Do you think, like, wherever you hold space for what people are doing in that room, mm-hmm. Dawn doesn't care. She said this. She said, the only thing that I am hopeful that you're leaving here with is that you got to feel some love. That's it. Mm-hmm. She goes, you got to feel some love. And do you know what that tells you? You now know what love feels like. And that's in there. Mm-hmm. And that is a part of you. And it's real. And it's like, for the veterans and for the people that are like, that feel like that part of them is shut off.
Or they think they have it, but they actually have never actually felt it.
Never felt that, right?
Right.
And it's like to give people just a moment of that pure peace that you're talking about. We're all here for you. We're celebrating you. Our energy's given to you. You have our attention. You have our love. Like you make that person feel that, and that's the gift that you're giving them. Mm-hmm. And now they know that's there.
Right. I mean, look at one of the guys in our pod. Mm-hmm. I literally told you, I said, if we can get him to just feel a little bit of love, mm-hmm. and if we can get him to just be able to see that there's a glimpse of hope, then the rest is history.
Yeah, that's night one.
Right.
In the books.
Right.
Because I remember someone was wondering if you should like go in a little deeper on things, and you're like, no. Just pump the brakes.
Right.
We're getting where we need to get to today. And it might be 5 miles down the road, Okay,
Right.
that's all the further we're taking the.
They're new.
Yep.
I mean, you don't show them black belt level shit up in the fundamentals class, not because they don't need to know it.
Hey, or hold knee on belly for a whole round on their first night.
Right. Right. It's like,
Hey, it's a good analogy that people that don't train will have a hard time because it's like, hey, it's working. Let's go more.
Right. But what are you helping them or are you now hurting them?
Yeah.
Because there is a line where, let's say we get to knee on belly and we hold them. Now, if I'm in tune with myself, I can feel, and I can feel when it starts to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not, and I'm in my ego and I'm worried about the identity of I'm better than you, then I'm going to hold it there the whole time. Let's say that person was loving jujitsu, even when he first got knee on belly. But because of what happened, he don't want to come back to jujitsu.
Yeah. Bro, that's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
As a coach, most people never hear this, but I get to hear these things because I'm the owner of the facility and like sometimes people cancel contracts over it.
Right.
And I'll always want to be like, hey, what went wrong or what do you think? And like, there's been a couple times when it's like, hey, well, this happened and I'm not comfortable with jiu-jitsu anymore.
Right.
That's real.
I know. And the same goes with on the other mats.
Yeah.
I get you on the mat and the mats don't lie. And we're going to fucking slap and bump in the spirit world. And we're going to go through this, except for my job isn't to compete against you. My job is to help you get as far as you want to go. But if my ego gets in the way and I want to start to prove of how good of a healer I am, rather than
just letting people do their journey,
what they need to do on their journey, I'm going to start harming people. And what happens if I take too much energy blockages go away? We take too much armor off, and now they speak their truth more than they ever have. And they go home.
They fucking get divorced,
They
quit
get
their
divorced,
job.
right?
Yeah.
And then they go and fucking kill themselves. I'm not trying to lead people to more darkness. I'm trying to help them see their darkness and not fear it. Well, I'm not going to just throw you in with the fucking monsters and beasts and bones day one. It can scare somebody until they harm themselves.
Yeah.
And the difference too about I'm going to say spirit or physical is two things. For the people out there, you don't need to go find spirituality. You are a spirit. It would be like you don't go try to be a human. You are a human. So just be. Okay? When you're authentic and you be yourself, that's as spiritual as you need to be. The next thing is that physical is not as powerful as spiritual. Spiritual will last forever. Energy never gets created or destroyed. It can only be rerouted. So if here I fuck with someone and then they cancel their contract, it sucks, but they'll move on from it. If we fuck with their soul and their spirit up and their energy up, then they'll have it for the rest of this lifetime and the next one and the next one and the next one forever and ever and ever until they can heal it themselves. So this is why girls are so powerful for us, is because we could punch a girl and hurt her really bad, one punch. But a girl can say something to us that will make us fucking go kill our own selves.
Yeah.
Because of the power of the spell. And
fucking females.
Right? So that comes with us even till next lifetime.
Yeah.
They wrapped us up. So for me, it's like, it's super duper important to make sure that we take this as serious as we possibly can. It always stays safe. We always feel protected. It's sacred. And we do it not for ourselves. We do it for the betterment of the whole, just like jiu-jitsu.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
And bro, dude, I was talking to several people back and forth on like Instagram Messenger and stuff today. People that have come out here, share time with us. Some of them in the academy and ceremony. It's changing fucking lives, bro.
It's changing lives.
Like people are starting to make noticeable changes towards good from coming out here and just fucking experiencing what it is that we've built, that you've built, that I've built. Like, we have this big overlap, but we each are also doing our own thing.
Right.
But when people can come into it and step into the middle of it all, bro, it's healing people.
It's becoming like it reminds me of a construction site. Okay, you have welders, you have framers, you have plumbers, you have electricians, but they all come together and they build the coolest fucking shit you ever seen. And they all have to come together. So they're all like uniquely individual in their skill sets. But when it's not in competition of, I'm a framer, so I'm better than the plumber and we don't hang out.
Yeah.
So my whole shit's made of wood, but I have to piss and shit outside. And the other guy just has a toilet outside under the tree with no frame. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to start to be able to go, Greg, I'm not in competition with you, bro. You're a brother. You're just like me. A soul who's ready to fucking shine its light here on planet Earth. So you take all of the wisdom you've acquired and you take all of your skill sets and you shine fucking bright every day. And I'll do the same. And then we'll see how we can entangle and shine together. And 2 spotlights is better than 1. So it's working because
It's fucking working, bro.
oh, bro, it's working.
And you want to know what's interesting about this too? It's working on the people that are ready for it.
Right.
And a lot of, I mean, fuck, dude, I cover a lot of topics on the show. And sometimes I notice, like, when we go down this path, the download numbers may drop a little bit,
Yep.
but the interaction goes up.
Right.
Because let's just say, like, normally if I'm talking about the war in Iraq, and let's say that show gets 2,000 downloads, and then we talk about this kind of stuff and it gets half the downloads.
Mm-hmm.
But I have people reaching out to me because of this. Cool. People like to consume the other stuff too, but this is pulling people in. I mean, I got another text message today. It's like, hey, a police officer wants to come out and spend a couple days in the academy and do one of the ceremonies. And it's like, I'm not even the ceremony guy, and I'm getting those.
Right.
You know?
Because it's about connection.
Yeah.
And people can feel love. People can feel going into the brainwaves. We cannot heal if we are in alpha or beta. You can heal a little bit in alpha, but it's not healing. It's more like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not healing. Delta and theta is where you heal. So, like on our map, I said, look, every one of us, whether you're me and you just grew up a certain way, you're a military person, firefighter, EMT, whatever, any of those things. We live our life in fight or flight.
Yeah.
You can't heal, bro. So if we're trying to make this hard, or if at any time your ego starts to judge me, compare, any of that, there will be no fucking healing. So I have to make this as safe, as cozy, as calm, as not necessarily gentle, but as like these people can feel that they want to feel safe. We're tired of living in chaos, even though we've convinced ourselves that we love it.
Well, bro, like, I realized that last weekend. That's one of my fucking superpowers.
What?
Allowing people to feel safe while they kind of,
Right.
you know, because like, and it's easy to understand that coming from feminine energy, because that's how we match up to feminine energy. But it's actually pretty cool when you start seeing it with men too.
Bro,
You know, like Mike, bro, hugged me. He's like, you saved my life, bro. You hear what I said to him?
what?
I said, no, you saved your life.
Right.
But I'm happy I got to be part of the journey.
Because otherwise, so that right there is beautiful in so many ways. And here's a teaching for you guys. He said, you saved my life, bro, to you. He just gave his entire life, his entire power straight to you.
All the success that he has been fighting for.
To you.
Yeah.
Now, a normal person would say they would have received it back. That would have hurt subconsciously, not consciously. They wouldn't even fucking know, but their subconscious did, because why we are so frustrated, angry, sad has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with us breaking our own fucking moral code all the time. We blame people.
Yeah.
This person did that. That person did that. My boss did this.
Well, we blame people for the bad, and then we also, on the equal and opposite of that, is we give away the good.
Right, on your own.
Yeah.
You blame them for the bad shit that happens to you, and then the good shit that happens to you, you gift it off to them.
Yeah.
So you're just telling yourself that you literally hate yourself.
Yep.
That's your subconscious mind.
But bro, as soon as I gave it back to him, he fucking received it, dude.
Right.
Remember
because
that
he
moment?
wants that.
Yeah.
And he's smiling. All of a sudden you see him shine his light.
Yeah.
And it's like, you did that, bro. Don't you ever fucking give your power away ever again.
Yeah.
And you can't.
And it was a special fucking moment, dude.
It is.
And I told him that too. And it's funny because I actually checked in on him today and said, hey, bro, like, it's different this time, isn't it? You know, because we did a ceremony together 4 or 5 years ago, and it wasn't felt like it was this time. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. Well, it's fucking cool, man. It's cool to see it happening.
It's all.
And dude, every time I go there now, there's 1 or 2 guys that'll come up and give me a hug and be like, fuck, man, it started with me listening to you and Tyler talk about this stuff, and now I'm here. And it's like, dude, fuck yeah.
And it's not like I'm not telling anybody to do anything, and neither do you. I'm not here to fucking tell anyone. I don't want to tell you. I don't want your power. I want you to go do whatever you want to do.
But half of our society is the disgruntled welder that works fucking twice as much as he should, or the fucking broken war veteran. Like, the reason why when we sit down and talk about it is because people are like, fuck, that's me, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm him. He's me. Because that's the truth. And it's like, and again, like, I even said it to one of the guys at ceremony. I forget. But I referenced like how proud I am of you as my jiu-jitsu student. Mm-hmm. Because coming from the trades or the military or law enforcement, you don't need this. I'll tell you don't need it, but we think we need it. We're only willing to heal from a man that we feel is formidable.
Yep.
That's the truth.
Yep.
And I guess it is truth if that's the truth you tell yourself, right?
Right.
So it's like a lot of people can actually kind of set down their shield because they're like, they felt that we've done that too. Right. It's not, oh, these guys have walked some gnarly shit too, and they were able to set it down. I want to do that with them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think it's special because this has built a path for I don't want to say a very specific group of people, but certainly a class of people.
Right.
Because there's plenty of other people who'd be like, I don't want to be anywhere near those two.
I know. And and that's okay.
That's okay.
But also, Greg, anytime there's a cycle or a change or a transition, there's always going to be people on the front lines first. Mm-hmm. And it's a blessing and a curse because you got to trailblaze, and cowboys take arrows, and not everyone's down to just take arrows their whole life. But for the people who are brave and courageous enough to take those arrows and blaze that path, people follow. And then the path, the road that gets traveled often doesn't grow weeds. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to grow wider and wider and wider. And so I don't know if I wouldn't say it's like my life mission. It's not a mission. It's just me being me. And that's what I do. And that's what you do.
It takes all the pressure off, doesn't it?
Right. Because that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I like taking arrows and fucking trailblazing because over a period of time, all I want is the truth to be gifted to everybody on planet Earth. That's it. I just want the truth because I think that no one wants to be lied to. Well, we're constantly lied to, and we lie to ourselves all the time. So,
bro, this shit's starting to fucking get to me again. You know what I mean? All the lies and all the bullshit and all the deception. Mm-hmm. I don't even put like intention or energy into it, but you can't hide from what's happening both nationwide and worldwide.
No.
And it's constant chaos.
Yep.
And it's these people are now rioting and these cops are fucking doing this and these people are doing that. Now these countries are bombing each other. And it's just like, and then every comment is a side.
Right. Because none of them are in the theta.
And it's just like, ugh, fuck, dude. Like I almost got pulled into it today. I don't know if pulled into it's the right word. I wanted to make a post where it's just like, man, every fucking video where they're bombing Iran or they're bombing Israel, all these people are in the comments like taking a side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, if you have a side, go be on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not willing to go be on the side, maybe that's telling you don't have a side and you can just be you.
Mm-hmm. How come we always have to pick a side?
Always have to pick a side.
Why?
And I'm here to tell you, you pick a side, it could cost you 10 years of your life.
Right.
And I'm not crying about that or upset about it. But I do know I dedicated 10 years of my life to warfare, being on a team that I'm not really on anymore.
Right.
Right.
Know? And for these people who are basing their decisions off of what has happened, means they're going to get the same result as what did happen.
That's right. There you go.
So it's like, you guys, that separation, I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to like things, right? Like there's shit on both sides that I don't like at all. There's also shit on both sides that I can find where I agree with.
Yeah, of course.
On both sides. So part of this moving forward is us having to, I'm going to say, transcend out of the black and white, transcend out of the blue or red, transcend out of the heaven and hell, the God and the devil. Like it's all one. And then the beauty in it is that you get to choose where you want to go. If you don't like the bad, dark shit, don't put your attention there or you're going to grow your egregore. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to create your fucking demons inside of you that control your life forever. We have got to start putting our attention on the things that we want. We're a creator and a destroyer. So if you put your attention on the things that you would like to create, for instance, us, we're doing it. Love, harmony, magic, beauty, trust, acceptance, understanding, honor, all these different things, then that's the egregore we're growing. Mm-hmm. I want to sit underneath this tree, and so does everyone else.
Yeah.
They'll fly from all the way across the fucking world to come sit under these trees. Why?
And they'll fucking feel it when they're here too.
Right. They'll want to move here. The thing is, I don't want them to move here.
You want them to plant their own tree
where they're at
and start to have people sitting under that.
Because that's how the web gets built so much faster in this realm on Earth. If everyone's in Seattle, then what about Africa?
Yeah.
What about New York? What about all the other places? We have to all be essentially our own 5G tower, but we're way above 5G. We're infiniteness. So if we could all just beam our fucking light, we'll connect into the ether. We're all quantum entangled. It's not woo-woo. It's fucking science. It's been proven. Then little by little, we will be able to step the direction we all long in our heart for how we see Earth going. All of us feel the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have to be the ones. We have given our power away. Just like when Mike said, hey, you saved my life. How many people say shit like that?
Everybody, bro.
The fucking doctor, the insurance company, the government.
Yeah.
Their God.
Yep.
All of it. They did that. You're dimming your light. And if you dim your light, you have no power. Mm-hmm. And so then you're at the beck and call of what the world does to you. And I don't know anyone who likes being a victim. And the good thing is that we don't have to be. We are choosing to be unconsciously because we don't know there's another way. We don't know we have a choice. I mean, look at what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow there's all these protests and riots and shit.
Yeah.
if you asked almost anyone around here, I guarantee you they have a side.
100%, dude. Yeah.
That's a good way to start a civil war.
Oh, fuck, bro. That's what they're doing. I mean, come on, dude. You want to go back to old Tyler, New World Order, and all that shit? That's what they're doing.
Of course. It's all design.
We talked about it a little bit before we started recording, but it's like, all right, we left the borders open for 2 years, and then we let these people in, and now we got to get rid of these people. Well, it's because it's a different administration, and law and order has arrived. And I go, no, that's my grandmother. Like, you can't get rid of her. And it's just like all this bullshit that if the fucking people at the top were doing what needed, if they were doing what we all expected them to do, this would never be happening in the first place.
Right.
So we know it's by design.
Right.
That's proven already. Like, no one would fucking take any ownership on anything. And it's just like, and people still trust these motherfuckers. It's insane, dude. I think I'm done voting. I think I'm done with everything, dude. You know, because I'm seeing the same kind of, like, dude, when Trump and Elon got in this, like, Twitter fight, I'm kind of done with them, too, if I'm being honest.
I'm not tethering myself to anybody. I want to meet them in person if they're going to lead me.
Yeah. No, 100. I say that all the time. How can you be the chief of a tribe if you haven't looked your warriors in the eye and your women and your children in the eye?
Look at this weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
I made everyone sit directly in front of me, and I want to look at you in your eyes.
Dude, and feel each other.
Right.
And get to know each other. Like, you know what, dude? And that's why it's just at the end of the day, I think we're arriving at a place where it's no longer feasible to have these, I'm in charge of this and I'm in charge of that. Now you're not in charge of fucking anything, dude.
Right.
I was just thinking about the whole mom and dad fighting on the internet thing.
Mom and dad fighting.
That's what people were saying about Trump and Elon. Because it's like, and this is the realization that I had on this. So I wanted to share my thoughts a little more, and then we'll go to your question. It says a lot about your ability to be a leader that I trust when your ego has to be put before the mission.
All right.
And Trump lost me on this one. And it's like, dude, I don't outsource my fucking future to politicians anyways, or like, oh yes, this guy's in, everything's going to be good now. Like for most of our life, it's been this game that's been being played, right? Mm-hmm. But when they got in this like back and forth, it made me realize it's like, oh, one of two things are happening right now. Because some people's comments are like, oh, hey, for you smooth the brain, low IQ, you don't see the 3D chess they're playing. Bro, I don't need you to play 3D chess to the tune of being dishonest and lying to me, right?
Right.
If you have to put on a theater for me to make me feel good about something or to manipulate people, that's not my style of leadership. Give it to us straight, and some people will appreciate it, other people won't. Like whatever the case may be. Or if they just don't understand that the mission is supposed to be more important than your ego. It's like, oh, well, he did this, so I'm going to say this about him. Does that serve America at all? Is that good for moving us politically in a better direction? Of course it doesn't, dude. It's just you don't like how this happened, and you said this, so now I'm going to say this.
So that means that they are in the box with you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, why are we outsourcing our fucking why are we allowing the fucking the future of our country to be outsourced by a handful of fucking men that on either side of the aisle just end up sounding like fucking buffoons, dude. And now, and you know what it made me think about today? Fuck, man. I've always been called for like exploration. Let's get on a boat and see what's out there, right? That calls to me.
Oh, me too, man.
But now I know like the why behind when men went and did it. Because if you told me beyond the shadow of a doubt, hey bro, there's this continent and it's hard to get to, but it's over there. And if you can get there,
you're free.
You can do as you like. And I'd be like, Tyler, we need 10 boats. Let's vet 300 people. And then let's bring these fucking supplies and let's go start life, dude. Like how fucking good would that feel, right?
Bro, I would say tomorrow?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
My family would say tomorrow.
Yeah. I think everybody's families would say tomorrow. Like, even the people that are stuck in the box, the thought of like, oh, wait, what? We can just go be people?
Yeah.
And, but instead, that's not what's going to happen tomorrow. What's going to happen tomorrow is people are going to riot more. People are going to hurt each other more. People are going to want to get on whatever team is bombing the other team. And it's just like, there's almost no escape from it. So you're doing what you can do to escape right here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Fuck, man.
This is why, if we went over this entire time since me and you have known each other, of how much my perception has changed. Back then, it's like, I didn't really have an answer. I knew what the problem was, but I didn't have an answer other than like stop listening to them. And at that point, I was still so angry that it was like, fucking kill them all. Which is the same thing we've been doing forever and ever and ever. Mm-hmm. And then it just depends on what country you're born in and who your parents are. Depends on who's right and who's wrong.
Which side you're on.
Right. So this time, I'm sitting here stepping back, going, wow. Like, how long are we going to continue to hold on to energy from other people and punish ourselves with it? These people who are going to go do whatever they're doing tomorrow, they don't know fucking President Trump.
I know.
They never met him.
But they either love him or hate him.
The other people, yeah, they either love him or hate him. But even the people in our own country who are against the illegal immigrants, and you pick whatever fucking side you want. What is it that's causing humanity to have a judgment towards something? Okay? We're going to say, well, right or wrong.
Yeah, but both sides think they're right, and both sides think the other side is wrong.
Right. So what is happening? Okay? What is happening? If
Bro, people have to be on a team.
Why?
I think it's I think in our core as human beings, what are the two things that kind of start to feel like make us feel like we're coming home? And it's like connection and purpose.
Connection.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Connection.
And so it's like, if you feel that connection, it's the same reason kids are drawn to gangs. The same reason I was drawn to 2nd Ranger Battalion. Like, dude, when you got your tribe of people, it feels kind of good, right?
Right, you feel loved.
And sometimes you'll go into tribes of people that are toxic as fuck just to chase that fucking connection.
Just to feel love.
Yeah.
Which isn't love. That's the trick.
Yeah, for sure, okay? Bro.
This is what we don't know about love.
You think all those kids out fucking Molotov cocktailing police cars and fucking smashing shit and lighting things on fire, you think they go home and feel fucking... No, bro, because I've been part of chaos, dude.
Right, you have to stay in it.
And it's like, good luck. You ain't going to go home and feel like, yeah, dude.
No.
Mission accomplished. We burned 10 police cars today.
Nada.
It's not going to work like that.
So, what is the solution? I don't know, okay? I ain't your guys' leader or like fucking king either. I'm my own king.
Yep.
So I'm going to do what I can do for myself. And I'm going to become a fucking expert at the art of letting go. Mm-hmm. That's it to me. It's the art of letting go. And no one knows what this art is. What is that, Tyler? It means that I don't hold on to the energies projected at me by the outside world.
Bro, I would argue there are people that know what that is.
Right. There is.
You know what I'm saying?
But not everybody.
No, of course not.
Right? There's many people who know.
But I'm saying like...
Thousands.
Yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
Millions of people.
Well, and it kind of goes back to what I think you and I were talking about the other day, where it's like, is the art of letting go becoming a Buddhist monk and meditating in a Himalaya for the next 40 years?
No, because then he's going to have to come back again and realize even that was a fucking program.
It's like, hey, you went and hid from everything.
Yeah.
Go immerse yourself.
Yes.
And then find peace in it.
And then
right?
find peace. You have to find peace in the chaos.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
So,
But then, but then also going and sitting alone for 10 years, there's probably a lot of chaos in that journey too. It's just all yours.
It's just all yours. But it's different because then you find whatever peace, you finally get it.
Yeah.
But then now you have to come back, and it's different when you're just in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have the ability, we're magicians, so we have the ability to either use low vibration or use high vibration. So if we don't learn the art of letting go, this is what's going to cause you not to stay in theta, which is the present moment. Because if you hold on, you're going to think of.
Yeah.
And if you're going to think of resulted in something traumatic that you've already experienced, you're going to start to weave your future and start creating the very thing that you're fearing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, bro, like to even dumb that down further, because like, you know, when people say like, dude, like pray for them or send them love, it's like someone's in need of receiving good energy. That's an easy thing to comprehend, and literally you can like close your eyes and be like, man, I want to try and send this person positive vibes or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck, bro. There's been times in the last couple months where I've been like, let's send people dark vibes.
That's the power.
And it's like,
we have the power.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. Because it's all inevitably it's gonna get fucking mirrored back to you.
Yep. And then also what's going to happen, not only that.
Bro, I was like, even in my head, I'm like, I thought it. And I'm like, but I didn't send it yet.
Right.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Come like, okay.
So look at what you did. You realized you're about to put water on your seed.
Yeah.
And you were conscious enough to be like, no, we're not going to water that seed.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that thing to grow.
Because that's a monster.
And it may crash on me and kill me or kill my, who knows what it's going to do.
Catastrophic fucking.
Catastrophic.
Yep.
And this is why when I talk about gifts to people, like, you know, the abilities that I have today with you, I've always had them, but I did not know, and I did not know how to use them. I did not know how to read them. I did not understand them. I did not know how to operate them until I started this path of remembering who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I knew what I knew now and all of my abilities with the mindset back then, I would have caused so much harm.
Yeah.
On top of that, I couldn't.
Well, it's
because
the
gifts.
Spider-Man quote, dude.
What's the Spider-Man quote?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Like you just hand someone fucking like Thanos fucking glove. Well, we'll see what happens.
Right.
Right.
And so then there's this thing where it's like, we want to use our gifts, right? So we want to fast track. I'm going to use the gifts as the black belt. Mm-hmm. Black belt is the one who has all the gifts in jiu-jitsu. But we don't understand what it takes to get those gifts.
Yeah.
Right? So from what I've experienced through myself and all the people that I've worked with is that for whatever reason, your gifts only come when you've like hit a certain maturity level or something. Like you won't ever get it. Mm-hmm. So let's talk telepathy. Do you believe that humans have the ability to use or capable of
100% yes.
Okay. So why don't we do it?
I think it's a lost skill set with human beings.
Okay.
And I want to say one thing on this because I literally just listened to a long podcast with a woman. I'm gonna find it real quick because it's really interesting. Lori Williams. It's called Boundless Remote Viewing.
Okay.
She's one of the best remote viewers in the world.
Okay.
And she must be a martial artist because one thing because remote viewing is starting to enter the realm of what you were saying, psychic communication, right? And remote viewing is different from astral projection because a projection is like you going somewhere.
Right.
Remote viewing is you accessing it in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just like be present, be here, be you, and start to receive, right? And she said, I've had people start to, because she's a teacher now. She teaches this stuff.
Okay.
I've had people attend my course and, after 3 days, like, I can't get this to work. This is bullshit. This is stupid. And she's like, does a white belt know martial arts yet after 3 days?
Yeah.
How long did it take him to become a black belt? And I was like, dude, she's using our lingo in remote viewing.
Yeah.
It goes back to the same thing you're saying.
It's the same. You have to, there's just these stages and levels that your soul or spirit, whatever you want to call it, your energetic body has to level up and acquire and be able to do all of this stuff. It's just how it fucking is. I don't know. It's like,
do you sometimes wonder, I want to get your opinion on this.
okay.
Do you sometimes wonder if your experience is all built around you?
I know that you don't exist.
Oh, that's what I was just going to say.
Okay. I created you so that I can interact and be able to see myself because you're a reflection of me as this.
And then we're all doing that.
Yeah. That's why your reality and my reality is not the same. This is why hypnotism works.
Mm-hmm.
Because in hypnotism, I could just delete this right out. You don't know this. So to you, it looks like this on the table. But to everyone else in the room, it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you full of shit? This is why as our gifts pop more, I see things that I used to not see. The fucking ravens are now breeding at my house. There was 6 of them yesterday. Up until a couple years ago, I didn't even know ravens were around here. Or I never seen them.
Hey, we're all shocked that they're coming to your house.
Right? And this is what I mean, is there's things like, let's say this. What color is the sun?
Orange.
Okay. Now, when I was growing up, that's what I learned too.
Mm-hmm.
Orangish, yellowish. But when I walk outside, that sun is more white than I can even fucking look at almost. It's like LED. That's not how it was growing up. Go look at the sun. I want the listeners to even comment.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, like, is the sun, what color is it to you?
If you stare at it long enough, it'll turn black too.
And I've had it turn black and then start becoming a portal. Yeah. But then like magenta or like pink starts like coming out. Like if you're at the movie theater and the projector behind you is projecting on the screen and there's like some
Dust
smoke or dust.
Yeah.
Bro, it's wild.
Dude, do you remember when we were kids, they said, don't look at the sun?
Yeah.
And now it's called sun gazing and it's recommended.
Yeah.
And they're even finding that it heals your eyes.
Yeah. Yes. What were we talking about? We were talking about something. I wrote a bunch of shit down. I was going to do a podcast and then I was like, fuck it. If we run out of things, dragons. I went last night to see How to Train a Dragon. It's a kids movie.
The kids movie?
Yeah.
Is there a new one out?
Yeah, like with real people.
Okay.
So Father's Day is coming up and we're not going to be around. The kids were like, hey, let's go take Dad to How to Train a Dragon. Now, it's been one of my favorite movies. I say favorite movies, favorite kids movie.
Yeah.
And the reason is that like I fucking relate to that kid. Now, I wasn't a sissy and a little like, I wasn't meek like him.
Mm-hmm.
I was good and athletic too. So I could keep up with my dad, but that's not where my heart was at.
Yeah.
But that I wanted to impress. So when I watched this movie, he's supposed to kill the dragons, but he can't do that. And so he fucking like captures one or he hits one and then, it gets fucked up. So I watched this. And as I'm watching this, like last night, bro, it made me mad that they're portraying like Vikings in particular, Norse people, as being dragon killers. That's not a truth. Why would we be dragon killers if we put the dragons all over our boats and our homes and our fabric? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why I'm bringing this up is that if you go back into the encyclopedia far enough, dragons are real. It says it's rare, but it doesn't say it's make-believe. We have, today's Friday the 13th. 13 is a very special number. And in the Chinese zodiac, there's 13 rather than 12. And that 13th one is a dragon.
And all the other animals are earthly creatures.
Right.
The monkey and the snake and the tiger.
A pig and a rooster and a bunny and then a dragon. So you have these people up here in the north who are carving, which takes a long time to fucking carve wood, these intricate dragons into everything. Then you have that, which we just talked about, the 13th zodiac. Then you go all over any country. Doesn't matter what fucking country it is. And somehow dragons are either in sculptures, statues, paintings, oral stories. All these people just made up this same fucking thing. Remember, we didn't have phones back then. We had 3-legged donkeys and chisels and shit. And somehow they all made the same shit. Now, obviously, I don't have proof that dragons are real. So I'm not even going to say that they are, because that's not up for me to tell you guys. But I know many fucking people. Many. At least 7. I say many like there's so many.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're about to say.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. On what I'm about to say, I personally know 7 people who have seen, ridden, or acquired some type of dragon in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
What is that all about?
Yeah, I want people to, like, because you already asked a question earlier and said, like, dude, write me and say what you think with the sun, right?
Yeah.
Right. I want you to write me or Tyler if you have done meditation and watched dragons fly around.
Uh-huh.
Because it happened to me very recently. And it's, and then remember, like, you were the first person. I was like, bro, there's a purple dragon in my meditation. You're like, yeah, of course there is. But yeah, what is that? Because I mean, I've talked about it on the show before, and Trent actually confirmed it. It's like, you got to open your pineal gland up. We got to work on that.
Yeah.
He was able to tell that through his battery of scans and tests that he gave us. So I've had a hard time visualizing shit, and I do. One of the places where I feel like I can, I'll sit and either like look at the sun, but through my eyelids, not my eyes. Mm-hmm. And it almost helps like light up that part of your brain.
Right.
And then a story can start playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that story was watching a fucking purple dragon. And it was like back in medieval times, right?
Yeah, tell the story.
No, so I was actually, I was like flying around. It felt like I was flying, but it was in medieval times. And I went over a castle, and then I went into a book.
Now, were you intentionally creating this, or were you just letting go and it was taking you through on this?
No, it just felt like a journey, bro. It just felt like you pushed play on a movie.
Okay, so yeah, you're to get being taken.
Yeah. And that book was about how it fucking like the dragons were made and we were manipulated into killing our own friends.
Yes.
And then it was like, but this was your friend. And I flipped through the book and got to see me interacting with this thing. But I wasn't interacting with it in the vision or the dream or the daydream, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I was reflecting on interacting with it and looking through these old records of me and the dragon together. And it's like, no, why would we want to kill this? We were friends. And it's like,
Mm-hmm. So Yeah, what is that? Because I guarantee you in the next 6 months to a year, many people are going to start acquiring their fucking dragon. And the reason being,
and having similar visions
Right.
or memories or whatever you want to call it.
right, because what this is that everybody has one. It's a representation of yourself in a much higher dimension. So, I know that I sound crazy to you guys. I get it. Okay? I'm well aware.
But hey, the caveat on that, because me and Jenny talk about this stuff all the time, this realm that we're entering with the people we're entering the realm with. I said, bro, if everybody leaves feeling better about themselves and is happier and kinder and feels love, does it, then that's your reason for making this reality.
Right. Right.
There it is.
There it is.
So you can say whatever you want, but for me, the proof has been in the pudding, watching so many people's lives start to improve. If you can look at things and have like whatever metrics you would say, you know? And so that does make it reality.
Right. And the thing is about this is that you will get it as you start to become pure again. What do I mean by pure? I mean, think of all of the tainted thoughts you have on a daily basis. How many negative thoughts does the average American have?
I wonder what that is.
It's probably 99%, man. 98%. Because even the things that I see people doing positive, there's a it's the way that they shoot the arrow is back at themselves. So what a normal person thinks like it's going good, but then when I listen to it, I'm like, all we have to do is change up the words, right? Like, let's say, for instance, we'll just stop right here. Let's say my intention was to get rid of being fearful of myself. So my intention is to get rid of being fearful of myself. How does that feel?
That's not going to happen.
Okay, now, same thing. What I'm looking for is to find my belief and my confidence. My intention is to fucking shine.
Yeah, it's different.
I want the same thing.
Well, one thing I like about when you're working with people, you're never selling like this fantasy land.
No.
It's like, dude, guess what? Life's going to be painful. Fucked up shit's going to happen. You're going to want to kill people sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't want to smash fucking heads. You're going to feel these things. But how do we move through these things?
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, man.
What are you going to do with it? Because
we're never, I don't know, never say never, right? But with where we're at right now, moving to a place where you're not going to deal with discomfort or betrayal or rejection or trauma or sadness. Like, it's just, bro, it's part of the fucking ride.
It is.
So instead of trying to be like, because this is what's going to happen, bro. I've seen it in myself. Like, you start to level up in different aspects of life and things start to be going better. And then, fuck, dude. Now I feel like I'm back down here. And if you tell yourself the lie that this is the new you, and you may never revisit this version of you, then when the universe brings you back down to this lower version of you or lower vibration or whatever you want to call it, you almost feel let down. Like, fuck, dude, how am I back here again?
Right.
Whereas if you can kind of accept this, take a step back and look at the roller coaster that we just hopped on. And yep, you're getting way up there over here. Uh-oh. It's about to go over the cliff here, but then it'll level out and then you'll start to fucking ascend again and just understand that this is a roller coaster we're on.
This is a roller coaster. That's exactly right. We're on it.
And fucking, and you wanted to talk about like the people that feel like they've reached fucking enlightenment or found peace or whatever, but it's like, bro, we're not going to find any of that without the low points.
No, you have to have something.
So here it is, bro.
That's it. And as we move forward and we start to understand this and accept this, and we start to have love back in our heart, we start to radiate love. You now know what it's like to be with someone who knows how to radiate love out of their heart. We all do, but most of us have forgotten. So as we start to have more love, then these gifts that we have start to come. Dragon is pure love. So the more love that you have, the more that you open your heart, the dragon comes. Then you have to prove, you can't chase it, you can't look for it. You have to prove to yourself that you're leveling up and you're going to get enough experience to be able to actually use this thing, because what it does is it's a grid worker. Now the grid is like, think of an electrical grid. We're all light switches. Our home is the light switch, but it's connected to a grid.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon is the grid worker. We're all light switches. We're energetic beings. The dragons work on the grid. So you fuck with things in the grid, it really fucks with things downstream. So unless you're mature enough to do the proper thing, the dragons don't have nothing to do with you, because we lost their trust a long time ago when we decided to start slaying them, when this infiltration of darkness started manifesting in our realm. With these things, telepathy starts to come back. But you may get telepathy as you remove the shit that you don't need. But that doesn't mean the other people know what that is. So you're going to start to know things about them that they haven't told you. And that's going to make them feel really uncomfortable. Right?
Yeah, of course.
And then so we have to ask ourselves, why? What would make us uncomfortable? To me, if you ask a normal person, do you want to learn telepathy? What do you think they're going to say?
Yeah, most people are going to say yes.
Yes. If I can show you, like, it's 100% real, would you like to figure this out? They're going to say yes, until it's time to start. Because if we're going to do telepathy, you better be pure, man.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you're either
there's no more lies.
There's no more hiding in the shadows.
There's no more lies, not to me or yourself.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable with you.
Right. And all the things you've done, all the weird things you've tried, all the fucking thoughts you've had, all of everything.
And bro, because I can tell you from experience over the last fucking 6-8 months, whatever, just living in pure truth. It's so fucking freeing.
Yes, it is.
It's so freeing.
That's what being free is.
And it's I can tell you guys for the like, and here's the thing, like what is the thing you're not being truthful with? It could be a million things, right? But when you have to hide something, when you have to not be completely honest or truthful about something, and the thing is, we build these stories in our minds too. And it's like, well, the reason I'm not doing this is for this, right? Not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of where I'm at in life. It is what it is. But you're still carrying a fair amount of like that deceptive energy.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, it starts to fucking eat you up, dude. I'm here to tell you guys. And it's, and here's the other thing. It can be little things, but little things compound over time. And then you hurt the trust of someone you love or whatever the case may be. And it's like, and bro, you'll probably appreciate this. Like a lot of the pain and like sorrow and sadness that I've been feeling over the last 6 or 8 months that I'm experiencing is because of why? It's because I'm walking in truth now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, sometimes it hurts you, but you're the one that's supposed to get hurt by your actions.
How are you supposed to learn not to do it?
You know,
all of our angers, all of our sorrows, all of our fears had somehow something to do with us breaking our own moral code. Mm-hmm. Even if it was like you were little and something terrible happened to you. Now that was out of your control. But what we did to protect ourselves from the backlash or outcome of that situation was on us. Now, if you're 2 years old, it's like, that's all I knew how to do.
Yeah, you're in self-preservation.
Right. And so it's like, correct. And it protected you up till whatever now.
Mm-hmm.
So to get mad at yourself that's not the right thing. It protected you. But you still chose it. Even if it was out of unconscious self-deprivation at 2, you chose it. And now you have the ability to choose differently.
Yeah.
Because the sword that I made when I was 10, it worked for a really long time. But now we got to upgrade. Or maybe I don't need a sword anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where we get to move forward, because we want to be light. We are light beings. Greg, we're called human. Hue is light, like a light hue. Hue man. We're a light man. We're supposed to be light. We're etheric. We have wings. Although most of us cannot see them because we have too much armor and too much energetic veil over our eyes, doesn't mean that it's not there. As we remove the armor, we become more sensitive. When we become more sensitive, it irritates us because we feel the world is fucked up and fucked up shit happened to us. So typically we're not feeling that great. So now we're mad. So what do? You put the armor back on? Isn't the armor what was fucking irritating you and causing your body to break down and get all fucked up? Or do we want to feel? That's called being a human. We're energetic, emotional beings. And so if we're tired of living in a world where everyone wants to kill each other all the time, depending on and who's right and who's wrong and what side you're on, then if we knew how to feel, we would all know what it feels like to be a fucker to one another. And no one would stand it.
So the real way out of this mess of humanity that we've created, we can't kill our way out of it.
No.
We can't fucking fight our way out of it.
No.
We can't compete our way out of it. We can't wait until our team wins our way out of it.
Nope. That's all the 3D way. That's all the
it's
way.
Just never going to happen, bro.
We're just.
How do you express this path to people? Bro, like I've been thinking a lot about this. I want to figure out a way to express a message where people can just receive truth and love and light and like the things that, like, when we see people start to feel it, they start to change from a place of like, and you've already said it, like, this is my world I'm living in. I don't know if it's your world and things like that, right? Like, we're never gonna come up with a method or a teaching or something that like everybody's like, that's right, that's the way, right?
No.
And so it's like, dude, how do we create a message that could really be received by all? It doesn't matter what God you follow. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is.
Right.
It doesn't matter about like all of these things that we have convinced ourselves. I'm on this team, you're on that team.
Right.
You worship Jesus, I worship Allah. We are now adversaries. It shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for people to be able to coexist. And bro, that's, again, always taking it back to jiu-jitsu. Nobody has beefs with each other based on belief systems on the mats. And guess what? Every single person on the mat has a belief system.
Because the mats don't lie.
That's right, dude.
So here's the thing. Here's the answer. I got it. You got this? The mats don't lie, Greg. But they only don't lie when you're good enough. When you've put in enough effort into your own fucking journey that you know who you are and what you're capable of, where you are and where you aren't. Then you can test people. And you know if they're lying or not.
Yeah.
Whether they tell you or not.
For sure.
And now when I go talk to people, I know whether they're full of shit or not. Right now, no one knows what the truth is Go get a jab, don't get a jab. Get electric car, don't get electric car. Climate change, not climate change. No one fucking knows. So you have to go, because you're up here in your head trying to intellectualize what's right. Right is a feeling. Sits right in the middle of your fucking chest. It's called truth. It's called love.
The reason I laugh is because once you open that up, there it is, bro. I'm talking to people and I feel this.
Right? What way is it going?
And it tells you, bro.
I know it does. So the way out is when we remember who we are as mankind, and we don't cuck into somebody trying to tell us what to do. Mm-hmm. Right? We are the most advanced biological computer system ever. Ever. Nothing will ever be us. We are the closest thing to God as you can get. Any computer came through us. It's still below us.
Yeah.
When we remember who we are and our capabilities, we will go back into an understanding of synchronicity and harmonious living. We all will be healthy. We all can feel compassion towards one another. Right now, no one has compassion. No one has forgiveness. Most people have even shut down their empathy because we're all so fucking sensitive and been given so many programs by somebody else, whether it's society or mom or your girlfriend or husband. Like, if you're getting programmed by the outside world, then you have no power and no control over the way you live your life, the thoughts you think, how you feel. You're just at complete imprisonment. So
what are actionable steps that people listening say, fuck, man, I want to step outside of the matrix? Mm-hmm. What do you think, like, literally step one is? Because step one isn't fucking buy a plane ticket and fly out and see you. That might be step 5.
Right.
Or that might be part of their journey, never, or whatever, right? But what can people do now to try and find some inner peace?
Let's find out.
Was that Lagos?
Nautis. The need for, okay, so
friction,
fire, spirit. You by the time we get to this is an energy. This is that, like, there's got to be something more. Mm-hmm. I need that something more. We've only been taught about the material world, material things, not taught about emotions or like a moral code or anything. So no matter how successful you are, I don't care how many fucking billions of dollars you have, at some point, let's say you're a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and you're 45 years old. At some point, you're going to be searching again. Are you going to buy another Lamborghini? You can buy another Ferrari? There's this longing inside of us that there's got to be something more. We're going to try to fuck it away, ayahuasca it away, do a cruise ship or a resort or a bigger home or whatever we're going to try. But what we're longing for is to embody our true whole self so that we can just chill and feel and whatever. So they need to ask themselves, do you believe that you have the ability to completely control and create your entire life? You need to ask yourself, do you want the power to be a king in your own vessel? Because if so, there's a way. And it doesn't have to be my way. My way works for me. Now, it is a way, but there's infinite ways. As soon as you say it's my way, you just took infiniteness and put it into a box of one. Mm-hmm. Don't limit yourself. Most of the things well, not most, anything that's holding you back from acquiring anything that you've ever wanted is some type of program, coding, spell, call it what you want, that we're running in this operating system. So we have to start to ask ourselves on every single thing. Anytime you have an opinion, anytime you have a judgment, pretty much at first it's every thought.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's literally like it was my every thought for a very long time. Where did I get this thought?
Yeah.
Why do I even feel this way?
What is it serving?
You know what? One of the things that really got me, you guys, I literally started looking at my clothes. What are clothes for? Keep you warm.
Keep you warm.
Right? Keep you
Yeah.
out of the elements or cool or whatever. But now I'm spending $300. Well, not me, but we'll just say $300 on a pair of Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Is it because the way that they have that double stitching around the toe? Right?
Yeah.
Is it the extra traction groove on the left side of your pinky toe on the bottom? Why did you buy those shoes? Because you seen it somewhere that it was cool. Rapper, Hollywood, guy down at the park, the Foot Locker store.
Mm-hmm.
They had it on the big fucking billboard. Somebody programmed you. You don't know fucking shit about those shoes. Now, maybe if you're a really basketball player, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I want these shoes because whatever. How many people buy Jordans because of that? Pretty sure those Michael Jordan those are his shoes.
Yeah. Pretty genius, right?
Right. So
Hey, make everybody else. Hey, build a shoe that you love, and then convince the world that they all need it.
right. But then people will start to identify as
Of course.
Well, they just shapeshifted.
Mm-hmm.
They just turned themselves one more Russian doll on top of the other one, because every single time in your life that you've ever done something that you didn't want to do or was told to do or that you didn't do good or punished for something that you loved, right then and there, you fucking changed and you've never been the same since.
It's funny you bring up the clothes thing, because I was just looking through my closet the other day. All my shirts fucking are a brand. I'm wearing a First Form shirt right now. Or a lot of them are my brand with my slogans on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever company that makes the brand. And I was like, and it started when I went to ceremony last week. The shirt you burned a hole in.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice what that shirt was?
Mm-mm.
It's just blank, cream, very, very comfortable to the touch. There's no message. There's no interpretation. There's nothing trying to say this is what team I'm on, or hey, this is a little bit about me. None of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, maybe that's the place to shift to.
You want me to give you a little information about Odin?
Yeah, please do.
Odin goes by thousands and thousands of names, sometimes even nameless because of how many different names. Because he's the king expert shapeshifter. No one can shapeshift as good as Odin. Now, many people think that shapeshifting is bad. No, shapeshifting is not bad. What are you shapeshifting into?
Yeah, I guess if your powers can be used for dark or light, right?
It's just shapeshifting. So, for instance, if he's Odin with one eye and a fucking spear, and then he goes to, I don't know, somewhere where a construction site, don't you think? And he doesn't want to like be seen or kicked out or like cause any ruffles. He just wants to have a coffee. He's going to shapeshift. He's going to put a fucking hard hat on and some safety glasses. He's going to go sit down and fucking have coffee and then leave. But then he takes the costume off and goes back to his true self.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is didn't know how to go back to our true self. So we put costume on top of costume on top of costume for 40, 50 fucking years. And then we have zero idea who we are. And then we take this one off and we're like, this is my authentic self. No, it isn't. It's the one under the last one.
Yeah, it's a new version.
Right. So
It hasn't been melted away yet.
even me, I'm always seeking to be my truest form of authentic self. But I think it's forever. All I know is that if I come from a place of it's love. And the thing is we have love fucked up because we think love is like or desire or longing. Those are like, desire, or longing, not love. Love is this. You don't have to like it. You don't have to desire it. You don't have to long for it. But when you love it, it's because you are not looking at it from a place of bad or good. You're looking at the teaching. What am I learning here? So take all the fucked up shit in the world. I used to hate it. And I built an egregore over it that was consuming me and making me depressed and sucking my energy. And then I switched. And now I don't do
Now
that.
you just thank it for the teachings.
Right? Because without that shit, I wouldn't be who I am today.
100%, bro. I say that all the time about the bullshit that I've been through too. It's like, well, you can't take it all back. Even if you wanted to, you can't. But if you had the choice, would you? Because now everything you know would be different.
Right.
Is that what you want? If that's what you want, maybe you do take it back, right? But for those of us that have arrived at a place where you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm pretty proud of where you're at right now.
Right.
And again, every time I say that, there's no fucking like, I got it figured out. Follow me. It's like, I got me figured out to a certain degree that I'm proud of right now.
Right.
It's just like your jiu-jitsu. If your jiu-jitsu is getting better day in and day out, you should be proud of the work you're putting in and who you are.
Right.
And that's where I'm at on this stuff.
So something to ask yourself, because I'm a firm believer in talking to yourself
100%.
all the fucking time, dude.
All the time.
If I'm quiet and I'm not purposely trying to be still and get my thoughts to go away, I'm in conversation with myself all the time. And I ask myself this, like anytime that I get really hurt, like down or pissed off or just whatever, my emotion went way off balance. I ask myself, Tyler, bro, how were you supposed to know? How were you supposed to know?
Yeah, we're experts at holding ourselves to these almost unobtainable standards.
Right.
Yeah.
So many fucked up things. And the thing is like,
And that's not dodging accountability or ownership either.
not at all.
It's the opposite of that.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there going, let's take some piss in the cup I had from a while where I just did some fucked up shit. And then I have to deal with the consequence of it. And it's eating me alive.
Yeah.
And I'm mad about it. And I'm hurt about it. And I'm sorrowful about it. I go, Tyler, how were you supposed to know? And then my trickster in me will be like, well, it was fine if I didn't ever fucking say anything. If I never owned up to it.
Yeah.
It was better before. It's not a truth. That's a lie. And
Do you feel you know how when you say you talk to people, you feel the resonating of truth or lie? Because bro, that's real.
yeah,
But I don't get that same response talking to myself so much.
because I've tricked yourself for so long. That's why.
That was my question.
Because the main thing that we're trying to get back to is self-trust. What would cause you to lose self-trust?
Yeah, lying to yourself.
So we have to go in all the lies that we've now convinced ourselves and stop it. And then I say, hey, how are you supposed to know? In the sense of what actually would happen if I didn't come clean, my body, my everything was starting to crumble. If I did come clean, this is the consequence that I was going to reap after I sowed it. And how would I know what would happen if I let these emotions all the way back here that caused this whole fucking thing? What happens if I don't ever address my own wounds?
Yeah, you're stuck there.
and I fucked up this person, I fucked up that person,
Yeah.
and I cast my poison out and toxicity over everyone because I refuse to want to hold myself accountable for my own shit.
That's where everybody's at, bro.
That's how we get out of this.
All right. We're going to end it there, bro.
Let's do it.